Dean, and I run the Actors Makeup Studio, which is a special effects makeup studio in New York. We do all different types of makeup for print work, for television industry, for film, and a lot of special effects, blood and guts makeups. You know, a lot of horror movies. Cheaper the better. I like them. A little more cheapness, please. You know. But there's a lot of difference in between the different types of makeup that you're going to use. For instance, let's just take it medium by medium, okay? In film, you have a camera, right, which can go any distance from you, and can, by moving a lens, they can make it look as if it's any distance from you. And they have so much control over what you're looking at so that they can go zoom in from very far away to a very, very tight close-up. Your makeups have to be able to withstand that close scrutiny, okay? On the other hand, stage, where you sit and you have open perspective to look at whatever you want to look at, you might be sitting 120 feet away from the actors. And no matter how good your eyes are, unless they have a very strong face painted on, you're not going to be able to see it. And people in the back pay almost as much as the same as the people in the front, so they should be able to see it too, right? A television, on the other hand, is not a light-oriented medium like the other two. In other words, what you're seeing is actually an electronic image. It's not a light image which is being projected. So what you have to do is relate to the camera in a different way, because the camera picks up reds, greens, blues, and yellows. That's it. And everything you do has to be a combination of those so that the camera can read it naturally. If you put on a lot of rouge and sit in front of a television camera, you're going to look like you have apples on your cheeks. If you notice, a lot of women who are on, you know, hi, this is somebody from the news, you know, you see that they have a very, very strong makeup on, a beauty makeup, a lot of very dark shadowing into the eyes, a lot of crisp shadowing into the cheek. One of the reasons is that they're getting hit with a lot of light, a lot of light. Television lights are very, very hot. And first of all, if they don't have a lot of makeup on to keep them dry, they're going to sweat. And you just can't get up from the middle of your news broadcast and go powder your nose, you know. Sometimes during the commercials, they have some clown like me run out and powder the nose, you know. But you never do your own makeup for television, and you'll never do your own makeup for film. However, if you're going to work in the theater, you're always going to do your own makeup. Always. And that's a very important thing to remember. And unfortunately, a lot of actors in New York who work film, television, and theater, they have no idea what to do with a makeup brush, you know, really. Women who have some experience with makeup on a daily basis usually do fairly well, but for the most part they're too influenced by fashion as opposed to technique, so they really don't get across what they want to get across, you know. And we're also very, very heavily affected by the lights. For instance, there's a classic scene, right? Beautiful young ingenue comes out in the morning and she's got beautiful red rosy cheeks, looks healthy as heck, you know. Then she comes out to meet her love interest later on in the moonlight scene, and she's got an 813 midnight blue hitting her, and she's got these two black streaks shining down, you know, running down the side of her face, because when you shine midnight blue on red, you get black, you know. I mean, you shine green on it, you're going to get jet black, you know, and it can look very funny, you know. So sometimes you have, on film, you can accommodate for these, you know, because you have a chance to say, cut, okay, let's go back, put her in the makeup room, let's change this color. On stage, you can't do that, so you have to work within the lighting design, which is very important, all right? Now, we're going to be dealing with a couple of different things here, all right? First thing is, for most corrective makeups, right, we're always dealing with three different principles: interpretation, correction, and projection, all right? In other words, you're getting a piece of paper in your hand, which is your script, and a playwright has taken an idea in his head, an action, an interaction of people, and he's translated that into word symbols and put it on a piece of paper, right? You get that as an actor and as a director, and your job is to take those word symbols and turn them back into action, right? Meanwhile, what the actor's alternate function is to understand the human condition of the character enough to be able to portray him or her correctly in the script, all right? And you can be doing this at different distances, all right? So first what we'll do is we'll take a very natural makeup, and we'll start on one side of the face, and we'll just find a base color. We're going to put in a little cheekbones, a little rouge, a little highlight, a little eyeline. We'll show you how to make your face look like your face at a distance, okay? Because you can see, like if you, okay, stand up for a second, okay? Come over here, all right? Now, look at her very, very closely, okay? Come down. Now, Describe her eyebrow to me.
Hairy.
All right, you can see the individual hairs. You can see that she has a couple of hairs down below, right? You can see even the little hairs that are in between her eyebrows, right? Okay, step back to here. All right. Describe that eyebrow to me now. You can't see all those little hairs in there anymore, right? And all of these start to become faint. Okay, stand 10 feet away, right? All you see now is an eyebrow. All you can say is that's an eyebrow, because your eye just can't see anything that fine. Your brain figures it out and says that's an eyebrow, you know, but your eye doesn't really see that. Your brain understands that that's what it is. Okay, we use this principle, right? We use it quite a bit, all right? We fool the eye so that you're not seeing necessarily what you're seeing, but you see what you think you're seeing, okay? We all, after all, we all see what we think we're seeing in the long run, you know. God knows I've seen some things that haven't been there. All right. Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. That's the point, is that you think what your eye sees what you think you see. Okay? Now we're going to show you what you're going to see at a distance here, and we'll examine it from different distances. First thing we want to do is find a color that's pretty close to her natural skin color. However, you're not bound by this. I mean, certainly most of the time I go on stage, I make myself very dark because I have Mediterranean features, and for some reason when I make myself dark, I look more dynamic, you know? Put a little mustache on, you know? You know, you're right there. So you're not bound by this. In terms of corrective makeup, when we're just working with our own face, matter of fact, we'll even put a little bit more color on her. On the stage, you want to look as healthy as possible, for the most part, all right, when you're doing just a basic corrective. Young as we all are here today, you're going to find that you're going to be asked to play characters considerably older than yourself at different times. So for the first 20 years of your career, you're going to be aging yourself. Then for the next 20 years of your career, you're going to be counter-aging yourself. There's almost no in-between. Right? The media is mean. Okay. So first, let's just see, we have a little color here. This is a little bit lighter, because you've got a Florida tan.
I do?
All right. Well, compared to we honkies from up north, you know. So let's find something a little bit
Close to John.
more yellow into the...
Hepatitis yellow in there?
Hepatitis B. Yeah, I think I have that right here. All right. This is a little dark for you, though. I don't want to go into the tea colors, but we'll use this anyway. All right, so to give you a little bit more health. Okay? That never hurts. Okay, now you can use different types of sponges to apply this makeup. Sometimes you can use your fingertips, all right? There's different types of makeup we use. Some is called cake makeup, which is dry. It's used with a damp sponge. You take a little bit off and then you apply it to the face. It dries and becomes very matte, okay? Most of the time what I use is a cream-based makeup, which is very easily blended with the fingers, very easily blended with a sponge. And then I take a face powder and I powder the entire thing and set it completely so that you can take a brush and buff it like a shoe and you won't smear your makeup, okay? The worst thing you want to do is go up and give somebody a hug on the stage and leave cheek imprints or something like that, or, you know, have your old age lines come off on his cheek. Very bad form, you know, very bad form. Okay, we'll take a little bit of a sponge here. Now, the thing about makeup that a lot of people don't understand is that what we use is not makeup really, but the color that is the makeup, all right? The makeup is just a medium for that color. The way our eyes perceive different shapes is by the way they reflect and absorb light, okay? Shadows are obviously things that don't catch light. Highlights, cheekbones, and things like that that stick out from the face and do catch light, reflect, okay? So what we do is very much like a painter. We use the qualities of this color to imitate the play of light on the face, so that if your face had that shape on it, we figure out how that shape would reflect light, and we paint that reflection or that absorption onto the face. And given the distance that the stage offers us, the aesthetic distance, that's what your eye sees, and that's what you believe. All right? When we pay our money for a ticket, we go in there and we sit down and we say, well, I'm going to suspend my disbelief. I'm going to sit here and I'm not going to disbelieve anything that you show me here. All right? We don't openly come out and say we're going to believe it, but we sit there and we'll say we won't disbelieve it. Right? And that's really pretty much what we play to. Okay? Now this is a standard female stage color for these ruddy, earthy types. And you can, well, like I said, we're not putting on thickness of makeup here. What we're doing is applying color, all right? So what we're interested in doing is using just enough makeup to tint the surface of the skin. If you get gobs of makeup on there, it's not going to do much good for you, all right? It's the brightness of the color that's important. Okay, let me just see it from the front here. Look up at the ceiling. That's it. All right.